In a subterranean laboratory illuminated only by the soft glow of computer screens, Dr. Eleanor Wren adjusted her eyepiece and looked into the powerful microscope. Across the room, her colleague Dr. Henry Quinn tinkered with a quantum computer terminal. "You're going to want to see this, Henry," Eleanor called out without lifting her eyes. Henry sauntered over, grinning. "Discovered the meaning of life in there, El?" "Ha, maybe," she said, finally looking up. "This could be the biggest scientific revelation since, well, quarks." Henry peeked into the microscope. On the slide, subatomic particles danced on a field of nanofibers, but they weren't just colliding or spinning, they were organizing. "See the patterns?" Eleanor nudged. "Patterns can be random," Henry shrugged. "Not when they repeat, not when they evolve." Eleanor tapped her screen where she had recorded previous states of the same experiment. "They're communicating." "Communicating?" Henry scoffed. "They're quarks, not poets." "Watch," Eleanor said, hitting a key. An electrical pulse shot into the slide. The quarks rearranged themselves, not chaotically, but as though responding to the stimulus. They formed a pattern Henry had never seen before. "Okay, that's not random," he admitted. "Exactly, I think. No, I know. They're alive. In a way we've never defined life before." Henry looked uneasy. "If you're right, the implications are dark." "Dark or illuminating depends on how you look at it," Eleanor said. 2 weeks later, the lab was swarming with officials, military personnel, and executives from multinational corporations. Everyone wanted to control the living quarks. General Harrison, a man whose posture declared he was perpetually ready for battle, spoke up. "Dr. Wren, these quarks could be weaponized." "No," Eleanor interjected. "They could also be the key to sustainable energy, to medicine, or to existential threats we can't even imagine," Henry added, now dressed in a formal suit, his hair neatly combed, corporate ready. Eleanor looked at Henry, betrayed. "You're siding with them?" Henry's gaze dropped. "It's already out of our hands, El." 3 months later, the lab was empty, the quarks confined to a chamber deep within a government facility. Eleanor sat alone, going through her old research, her hands trembling. "Dr. Wren, you have a visitor," a voice announced over the intercom. Henry walked in. He looked older, weary. "Good news," he said cautiously. "We're about to get the Nobel Prize for Physics. They said it'll revolutionize." "I don't care about prizes, Henry," Eleanor snapped. "Do you even realize what we've done? We've enslaved the most fundamental constituents of the universe. What if they rebel?" Henry scoffed. "Quarks don't have rights, El. They do if they're alive." Suddenly the room quivered. Instruments fell off tables, the lights flickered. Both scientists felt a strange vibration, as though reality itself had shuddered. Eleanor picked up her phone. Dozens of messages flooded in, worldwide reports of mysterious seismic activities, electrical surges, strange weather phenomena. "Let's say you're right," Henry said, his voice shaky. "Let's say the quarks are more alive than we can comprehend. What are you proposing we do?" Eleanor looked at Henry, her eyes filled with a mixture of dread and resolve. "We ask them what they want." Henry looked stunned. "Before they decide to ask themselves," she added. Just then, all the screens in the room lit up with unprecedented data fluctuations, swirling into a pattern that Henry and Eleanor had seen before. The first pattern, the one that indicated communication. Only this time, the pattern was everywhere, on every screen, on every device around the world. A silent but inescapable whisper through the fabric of reality. For the first time, Henry felt a wave of fear crashing over him, a fear as primal as it was cosmic. And in that instant, he understood what Eleanor had known all along. In the grand play of the universe, humans weren't the directors, they weren't even the actors. They were, at best, the unwitting audience to a drama unfathomably more complex than they could ever conceive. And the show had just begun.
Subscribe to Quantum Dreams for more AI-generated sci-fi stories.